Interesting.
So together on the beaches of World War II, in the mountains of Afghanistan, and have stood shoulder to shoulder in some of the most difficult places in the world, that are always there for each other. Somehow, this is insulting to them. The idea that the Canadian steel that's in military vehicles in the United States, the Canadian aluminum that makes your fighter jets, is somehow now a threat. The idea that we are somehow a national security threat to the United States is quite frankly insulting and unacceptable.
Yep. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau reacting to the steel and aluminum tariffs President Trump imposed last week on some of America's closest allies. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin was reportedly confronted about it by his counterparts during a three-day meeting of G7 finance ministers in Canada. In a joint statement summarizing the meeting, the group expressed collective, quote, concern and disappointment in its American ally, adding, quote, collaboration and cooperation has been put at risk. France's finance and economy minister was blunt in his assessment, saying, quote, I would say it's been far more a G6 plus one than a G7.
Wow.
Okay, that's a bad sign. And Heidi, I mean, watching Kevin McCarthy's pathetic inability to see the difference between right and wrong, because I guess he's so desperate to be speaker, at least this issue, and that would be on the president's lying, at least this issue has Republicans finding their voices, right?
When the president first announced these tariffs, there was a broad backlash on Capitol Hill. Everyone from Speaker Paul Ryan to Mitch McConnell, Orrin Hatch, Ben Sasse, across the board. And here's the thing. Congress has a constitutional right to regulate trade under normal circumstances, but the law that the president used to do this, which is based on national security reasons, which is highly disputed here, but nevertheless, if Congress did want to take action, they'd have to do it by a veto-proof majority. On that, I just don't see how Congress is going to muster the votes for this, given that this is not the same Republican Party that we've seen in the past when it comes to free trade. So I think we'll have to see how this plays out. But one important note I want to mention as well that just baffles the mind on all of this is that I did some reporting a couple of weeks ago when this first happened. Even the steel workers wanted these tariffs to be targeted. They were concerned about exactly this scenario, that it would spark a broader trade war. So why? We still don't have the answers here as to why. I also did some reporting over the week.